Ryan Reynolds' Mint Mobile sale earns over $300 million. Babies given peanut butter cuts allergy risk by 77%. Magnitude 6.8 earthquake shakes Ecuador. AI could be the next patent. Inventor. US leans on Honduras to reprieve China switch. Trump calls for protests to fight against his loss. Australia did not vow to help US defend Taiwan in submarine deal. Louisiana agrees to let family keep its pet Nutria.
Hello, I'm Jolie. Thank you so much for joining us on FUNDAY News. It is Monday, March 20th, and here are your top stories. Hollywood star Ryan Reynolds is set to rake in over $300 million after a telecoms firm in the U.S. offered to buy a smaller phone network that he owns a stake in. The Canadian actor owns a reported 25% of budget telecoms firm Mint Mobile, which is included in the $1.35 billion deal with T-Mobile. The Detective Pikachu, Green Lantern A-lister, and the Deadpool star is expected to see a major payday after T-Mobile, the second largest mobile phone carrier in the U.S., agreed to purchase a company that Reynolds has invested in.
On Wednesday, T-Mobile announced it was acquiring the 46-year-old actor's cell phone company, Mint Mobile.
Reynolds began his acting career in the 1990s and has starred in films like Deadpool 2, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, The Adam Project, and Free Guy. According to Forbes, he was the second highest paid actor in the world in 2020, regularly making over $20 million per film, coming in behind Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. In the past few years, rumors have swirled that he may seek to buy the Ottawa Senators hockey team. Reynolds is one of many celebrities investing in non-acting projects.
Research shows there is a crucial opportunity during weaning to cut allergy cases by 77%. Scientists said giving young babies between 4 and 6 months old tiny taste of smooth peanut butter could dramatically cut peanut allergies. According to the research, delaying the introduction of peanut-based foods until the child was 1 year old would only cut allergy cases by 33%. For babies with eczema, which is a risk factor for allergy, the investigators recommend starting at 4 months old, as long as the baby is ready.
1 in 10 Australian children under the age of 1 have a food allergy.
The analysis was conducted by the University of Southampton, King's College London, and the UK's National Institute for Health and Care Research. The researchers said when the baby is comfortable, around 3 heaped teaspoons of peanut butter a week should be introduced and maintained for years. Peanut butter, which can be quite dry, can be given with breast milk. Other studies have suggested introducing other foods linked to allergies, such as egg, milk and wheat, early also reduced allergy.
A strong earthquake shook a coastal region of Ecuador and northern Peru last Saturday, causing structural damage to multiple homes, schools, and medical centers. The quake, which the U.S. Geological Survey measured at magnitude 6.8, struck at a depth of 66.4 kilometers, about 10 kilometers from the city of Balao in the province of Guayas. The Ecuador presidency's communication agency said the quake left 14 people dead and more than 380 people were injured, largely in the El Oro province.
Estas son las primeras imágenes que le dan la vuelta al mundo del pánico y terror colectivo en calles.
Ecuadorian President Guillermo Lasso said in a tweet, "We remain in the territory verifying the damage caused by the earthquake this morning. I want to confirm that I am with you and express my solidarity and commitment to the victims." The presidency's agency said at least 44 homes were destroyed, while 90 more were damaged. Around 50 educational buildings and more than 30 health centers were also affected, while multiple roadways were blocked by landslides caused by the earthquake.
A computer scientist who has waged a global campaign for patents covering inventions conceived by his artificial intelligence system asked the U.S. Supreme Court last Friday to hear his case. Stephen Thaler petitioned the High Court to review an appeals court's decision that patents can only be issued to human inventors and that his AI system cannot be the legal creator of inventions it generated. Thaler told the High Court that the law should not be read to require a human inventor.
Chatbot that Microsoft put out. I forget the name of the chatbot, but it was a demonstration of natural language AI. And it was a really, really sophisticated, just wonderful.
Tala has said that his DARBAS system, short for Device for the Autonomous Bootstrapping of Unified Sentience, generated unique prototypes for a beverage holder and light beacon on its own. The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office and the Virginia Federal Court rejected patent applications for the inventions on the grounds that DARBAS is not a person. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit upheld those decisions last year and said U.S. patent law unambiguously requires inventors to be human beings.
Do today learn. Today is Tuesday.
Commercial.
Traveler 是旅行者。
I have to wait for click.
So he or she is at the Columbia Towers Hotel gift store. 所以他在这个饭店的礼品店，然后他要买东西。Okay, so let's take this chance and listen to the.
学习让生活充满乐趣。FUNDAY 英语。
The United States is trying to discourage Honduras from following through on its plan to switch diplomatic allegiance from Taiwan to China. Sources close to the matter say that the U.S. is hoping the lack of a formal agreement may leave the door open for a change of heart. Officials and former officials from the U.S. and several Central American countries said Castro's provisional announcement contrasted with how countries in Latin America have tended to make public shifts in alliance from China to Taiwan.
A U.S. government official told Reuters on background, "We truly don't know whether it will be days or weeks or months. Is it a negotiating tactic? We don't know for sure, but we will continue to make our case." In another unusual turn, Honduras ambassador to Taiwan, Harold Burgos, met with Taiwanese foreign ministry officials on Wednesday after Castro's announcement. Two diplomatic sources in Taipei said it's something which Nicaragua's ambassador had declined to do during her country's switch in 2021.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump on Saturday said he expects to be arrested on Tuesday as New York prosecutors consider charges over a hush money payment to a porn star and called on his supporters to protest. A spokesman for Trump said the former president had not been notified of any arrest. Trump provided no evidence of leaks from the district attorney's office and did not discuss the possible charges in his post. But Trump wrote on Truth Social, "Protest, take our nation back."
Trump wrote that the former president of the USA will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's office has been investigating a $130,000 hush payment Trump's former personal lawyer Michael Cohen made to porn actor Stormy Daniels. Sources have said Bragg's office has been presenting evidence to a grand jury about the payment, which came in the waning days of Trump's 2016 campaign in exchange for Daniels' silence about an affair she said she had with Trump a decade earlier.
Australia's Defence Minister Richard Marles said on Sunday, Australia absolutely did not promise to support the U.S. in any military conflict over Taiwan in return for a deal to acquire U.S. nuclear-powered attack submarines. Asked whether Australia had given the U.S. any commitment to help during a conflict over Taiwan in return for access to the submarines, Marles told ABC television, "Of course not, and nor was one sought." He said there was absolutely not a quid pro quo obligation on Australia from the deal.
Australia, the US and Britain unveiled the multi-decade AUKUS project last Monday. Canberra is to buy the US Virginia-class military submarines, with Britain and Australia eventually producing and operating a new submarine class, SSN AUKUS. The AUKUS program is to start with a $4 billion investment over the next 4 years to expand a submarine base and the country's submarine shipyards. Australia's government says the deal is necessary given China's military buildup in the region.
After much public outcry, state officials now say they'll let a Louisiana couple keep a 22-pound Nutria, a beady-eyed, orange-toothed, red-tailed rodent commonly considered a wetlands-damaging pest, as a pet that frolics with their dog, snuggles in their arms, and swims in the family pool. The Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries, in a statement last Friday, said Mira and Denny Lacoste are being allowed to apply for a permit so they can legally keep Nudie the Nutria in their New Orleans home.
According to local media, the rodent has been living with the Lacostes for more than 2 years. The Wildlife Department initially said Thursday that it had arranged for the animal to be transported to the Baton Rouge Zoo, citing state law banning the ownership of a nutria, which is considered an invasive species. But after the response, the agency provided special conditions allowing the family to keep the nutria as a pet within the law. Denny Lacoste encountered the injured animal in 2020 when its siblings were killed in traffic.
FUNDAY News will help you sharpen your English skills and keep you informed about international current events. If you want to know more about our other programs and keep learning about the world's most important topics in English, please click the link in the description below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Jolie, your host. I'll see you next time.